knew that there was potentially a problem at one of the big manufacturers of baby formula. About 60 days later, they shut that down or negotiated a shutdown of that factory. They've still not established up until today the likelihood that the factory and the problem they were trying to solve were the right factory. But more importantly, you can't eliminate maybe 40% of the supply and not have impact. I was talking to somebody the other day who spent 4 hours in the car, went to 6 different stores to try to get the unique baby formula that their baby had to have. Talk about stress for families. You know, you can look at things, $28 million, I think, is what the House is talking about now. Whether it's $28 million or $228 million, it won't make any difference tomorrow. Won't make any difference probably a week from tomorrow. Looking at every option before you make that decision, like eliminating tariffs on Western European baby formula that meets all our standards, would have been something that the administration could have easily done months ago before the shelf supply in store after store after store went away.
Our American families are really feeling the weight of all of these Biden crises. We have the prices at the pump that Iowans are feeling, very hard hit, the highest inflation we've seen in 40 years. And now the Biden administration just seems to have lost all control over things just as simple as baby formula. Who would have ever thought that we would have a shortage of baby formula right here in the United States? I got a text a couple nights ago from a friend in Iowa, and he was imploring me because a young couple that he knows had a preemie baby, and that baby is being released from the NICU very soon. And mom and dad are struggling to figure out where the formula is going to come from for their newborn baby. You know, these are things that could have been foreseen, things that the Biden administration could have planned for and encouraged the FDA to work through. So I understand that Abbott and the FDA have an agreement to reopen their plant to produce baby formula, but the courts have to agree as well. So what are we to do in the meantime to support and help these families that need this baby formula? This is not some ordinary product that you can live without for a number of time, a period of weeks. When you need it, you need it. So whether it's importing from those other countries, as Senator Blunt had stated, whether it's solving our supply chain issues, or just something as simple as opening a plant, we need to do it. You know, these babies are in need, and we shouldn't be turning our back on these babies. So again, implore to the Biden administration, let's get these crises under control. Let's put some people in place that actually know what they're doing when it comes to supply chain management issues. We shouldn't be facing the type of inflation we are, the gas prices we are, and we certainly shouldn't be facing a baby formula shortage.
So across Florida, I'm getting texts, I've gotten phone calls, parents that are struggling. They're spending hours to try to find formula, and some of them can't find it. They're trying to figure out, can I take their baby off of formula and put them on milk now? And some parents are having to do that, and they know there might be some risk with that. You can't imagine that in the United States of America, parents are worried about feeding their children. Now, this is an American problem. I can give you pictures from all over the world. This is Panama. They've got plenty of baby formula. And this is the United States. No baby formula. I can give you pictures from Canada, from Israel, from other places, Brazil, all over the world. There's plenty of baby formula out there. The Biden administration needs to figure this out today. They need to figure out, they need to have all hands on deck. This needs to be solved this weekend. It can't be 2 months and wait until after the Abbott facility gets open. They've got to solve this now because parents are worried about feeding their children. I'm from Florida. We have a lot of people from Latin America. The Biden administration decided to be appeasers again to Cuba and Venezuela. That's despicable. We got nothing for this. After the Obama appeasement, let me give you one story. A lady had her hand chopped off right here, stuck in the mud. This was after Obama's appeasement. And you know what she did wrong? She complained that a school was being closed in Cuba. We're getting nothing for this other than there's a less of a chance that Cubans and Venezuelans are ever going to see democracy.
You long said that you want electable candidates to emerge as Republican primaries. Does Kathy Barnett's candidacy in Pennsylvania, Kathy Barnett who's denied the election results and criticism of her past statements, does it give you any concerns, and would you fully support her if she's a nominee?
Well, Manu, you're a pretty astute reporter. The election is today, and we'll take a look at it after we see who the nominee is.
Leader McConnell. Do you have any personal responsibility as a Republican leader to speak out on replacement theory, which is apparently one of the things that motivated this shooter in Buffalo, and which some of your members and candidates have talked about it to some degree?
Well, certainly the episode, this horrible episode in Buffalo, is the result of a completely deranged young man who ought to suffer the severest possible penalty under the law.
Leader McConnell, Senator Manchin says that the old Manchin-Toomey proposal to expand background checks is the only gun control proposal that could possibly pass the Senate. Do you see 10 Republican votes for Manchin-Toomey or any other gun violence measure?
Well, I'd love to be the majority leader. Hope to be after November, but that's a better question to ask of Senator Schumer.
Biden said today in Buffalo that the U.S. must reject the lie of racist replacement theory. Specifically, does the Republican Party need to reject it?
Look, the racism of any sort is abhorrent in America and ought to be stood up to by everybody, both Republicans, Democrats, all Americans.
Leader McConnell.
Yeah.
Is it your belief that Democrats are seeking amnesty for undocumented immigrants for the purpose of influencing and changing the electorate and giving themselves a political advantage?
What I'm disturbed about with regard to the southern border is the relative openness of it. This administration's taken a number of steps in the direction of just throwing our border wide open once again, and that ought to be addressed. It's something that could be done by the administration itself in the absence of any additional legislation, and keeping Title 42 in place would be a good first step.
Supplemental for baby formula?
Nice teamwork there, guys.